Hi, I'm Sage.
Hi, I'm Sierra.
Hi, I'm Elisa.
I'm Faith.
I'm Megan.
In most cases, pushing for minimum wage for workers would be applauded. But in the case of small LA theaters, this is an action that's greatly opposed, as it has the potential to destroy the community altogether. The Actors Equity Association has proposed to end the 99-seat plan waiver, imposing a rule that union workers who work in Los Angeles theaters with 100 seats or less must be paid minimum wage for their work. Although one could see the sensibility in this decision, this new policy will ultimately do more harm than good for the LA theater community. Members of LA theaters with less than 100 seats should not be forced to pay their workers mandated rates, as it will prevent the hiring of volunteer union actors and threaten the livelihood of the city's intimate theater scene. But what is most important is that many of the actors who work in these theaters, the people that this change would affect the most, are not even interested in these mandated rates. The new 99-seat theater plan imposes a minimum wage of $9 per hour for union members who perform in LA theaters with 100 seats or less. This rule will ultimately prevent theaters from hiring union members, as they cannot afford to pay that price for their time. These same actors used to be employed for as little as $7 per performance and were not compensated for their rehearsal time under the old 99-seat plan. This new policy will be put into effect in June of 2016, and according to the LA Times, actors who now earn about $240 for a typical 16-show run could earn more than $1,000 for shows requiring substantial rehearsal periods. There are some exceptions to this new rule, one being the Los Angeles 50-seat showcase code, which only affects certain theaters that have 50 seats or less. Another is the Los Angeles Self-Produced Project Code, an internal union membership rule that allows equity members to collaborate as a group to self-produce theater without being under an equity contract. But when it comes down to it, there are more theaters that would be affected by this change than there would be not. Ending the 99-seat plan could also threaten the quality of the intimate theater scene that these small theaters have helped create in LA. These small companies, many of which are nonprofits, do not have the budget to accommodate this new pay increase. Even if their budget could cover paying the actors, cuts would have to be made in other areas of production. Fewer works could be produced, the shows would have to have smaller casts, and for the works that could be funded, the runs would have to be cut short. And if all these elements cannot be supported, the theaters will be forced to shut down. And no one wants that, especially the actors who help bring life to those small stages. Ending the 99-seat plan is not something that the actors who work for small LA theaters, again, the people who this change would be affecting, want. There's a portion of them who do want to be paid the new mandated rate, but ultimately, that portion is the minority in this case. This past April, a majority of local equity actors voted against the newly mandated wage increase. 2,046 actors voted against the union plan, while 1,075 voted in favor of it. These majority of actors believe that the 99-seat theaters offer an opportunity for artists to be creative and to establish themselves in the acting community. They oppose this pay plan because they fear the union demand will stifle the theaters and result in substantially less work for them. Actors Equity implemented the new Los Angeles 99-seat agreement to support the growth of these theaters. It wants to show that the craft of these actors who work for these small theaters is worth at least minimum wage. But implementing this change is something that could more than likely destroy these organizations altogether before it could help them. And this is the fear that many have. This decision affects the actors who work for these small LA theaters. Therefore, it's only fair to say that they should be the ones who have the right to negotiate their wages with production managers, just like they have since the 1980s. As the saying goes, no risk means no reward. But in this case, the risk of destroying the small LA theater community is just one risk that is too great to take. Thank you.